Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. So last episode I did the palisade window to jeweled. I then did the match window to jeweled, but unfortunately messed up the recording. Sorry about that. So today it's Mismatch, and we apparently have 10 puzzles, quite a lot of which are white. Level 4. Level 4. Oops. Okay. Level 5. Let's start with some level 4 then. All regions must have different shapes. All regions must have an area of exactly 5. So that one is forced. These are all forced. This looks like it wants to be a P. But if it is, then I can't put anything up in this corner. It is area 5 and is not a P. Right, then these can be a plus because they cut off the corners. It's quite interesting, so I don't think any of these can be a plus. And that one could be an F. But or a P. These aren't necessarily the same, but they go around the top of this. So that would be a 5. And that would be a 5, but it's the same shape as this one. So the other option is that. And now this is P up here. This one becomes the same shape as that. This cannot extend if it does that. So that could be a long L. That could be a Y. In that case, that one extends into whatever that one's called. Give me a few more colours. That's a bit better. This would be a T, would mean this couldn't then complete anything. So if it's an F, then that one's a U, and this one's the P, and that's the solution. This one's quite hard to get at. And again, precision 5. So one of these is a U, and one of them's an L. This is the only one that can extend straight on. Everything else chops something off. This one can't go left, so it must go right. That's the U. That was reasonably straightforward. I thought there was more white ones. Yeah, that's showing us there are two here or something. How strange. Looks red from this angle and white from the other side. Okay. Again with the precision 5. So that's 4 coming out of there. That's different shape. We have 4 coming out of there. 4 coming out of there. And 3 from there. This one of these 3 is a U. If it was this one, then this would also have to be a U. If it was this one, then that can be sort of S and an L. If it's this one, then that's an S and this one's an L. Okay, so I don't think I know which one is the U which is which of those 3 so far. One of these shapes extends on and one goes off to the side. That extends on, that goes there, that goes there. This one has to be a U, this one has to be straight. No, that would have to be straight for U. And the problem now, having done that, this can't go straight up, or it's the same as that. And if I bring something else out from here, then this one doesn't have enough space. So this was wrong. That has to be a W. That one's the one that extends straight. I think by uniqueness this one has to be... No, hang on, if that's a U and that's straight, can't tell the difference between that being a U and that S. So it's whether it's a U or an S that goes up here, but one of these two goes into this space. Let's knock all of that off. This could be a Y or a V. Got the S now, so that's a U and that one's the L. Okay, I've got a red beam that comes apparently from nothing. So there's a puzzle hiding all the way down there, and it's level 7, so I'll come to that one later. Level 5. All regions are exactly 5. So, one of these shapes is a T, one is a P, and one is a Y. This one's the only one that can be a Y. So I think I've got a T and a P either side. The problem is I don't know if the Y goes this way to force this to be a P, or this way which doesn't force anything. I just know this one can't be the T, or I run out of shapes for these two. If it is a P, I don't know if it goes up or down. Except this one can't go up. So this shape cannot extend into here. Well, it can, because I can fill that in yellow. If this was a T, then this one's a P forced. And I can't do anything with that. So that's not a T. This one is a T. Hang on. No, if that's a T, I can extend that way. Do that. This can't be a T because it blocks off this top area. So it's a P. Can't be a P going up, has to be a P going down. Now, it's either W and straight or an L and a thing. So I'll have to look at this side. I don't know which side the wall is, but that can't be a Y. This has to be the F shape some way round. And I have no idea which way round. And this one, I think, is going to have to be a U. Because it could be an L. Because I don't need to use an L up the top. Could be horizontal as well. L or a U. So apart from saying that's an F, if I do a U this way, that doesn't work. If I do a U this way, then I get a V. An F becomes very hard. Not quite impossible to fit in here. That's the plus, that's the L. And that's the solution. How are we doing? 6 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another white one hiding here, but it's level 6. So I'll come back to it in a little while. This must go vertically. Origins of an area of exactly 5. Takes at least these 2 cells. It's very tempting to just say that, because then I can fit all of these in without any embarrassing gaps. It's basically the alternative to doing that is to try and leave 5 spaces in this area here, which would be these 5 spaces, which would mean this would have to come out here somewhere. This couldn't go anywhere, I don't think. Yeah, letting this T work as well would block this F. So I think that may be the only solution for this corner. I'm not going to prove it rigorously. Okay, if this right here, then we have 13 spaces left to fill. Goes here, we have 10. Which sounds kind of plausible. Be a P and an L. Potentially. But this leaves this space and there's 6 spaces up here. Ooh. And they're in, no, I can see, I can do that. And then I've got a V. Okay, what am I left with? Y. Yay, let's recolor that one. Okay, happy with that. That was the level 6. Let's keep going with these 5s. This has to go that. It could go horizontally, or it could continue down 4 and have the side off somewhere. This Can't go that way because I block off the corner. I think that's probably the only way up this can go. And of that could come up at the top. If it doesn't come into the base, then I have 4. There's no way filling this one. Okay. Okay, this, I don't know if it goes left or right. These cells have to be a P. So otherwise, if I take that cell, I've knocked something off in the corner. If this goes down here, then this is the one with odd things. That leaves 6, so this has to come out into here. That makes another W. That makes another F. And that just doesn't work at all. On the other hand, I do that. And I get the solution. Oh, a 3. Mismatch and precision 4. Those 3 are connected. That is not necessarily. That is. So this is a T. This can't be a T, so it has to be an S. I think it has to go up that side. Well, you need it straight. And now, yeah. Whoa. Mismatch and palisade, but they don't all have to be the same size. That can be its own one or join to this. That one can be its own one or join to this. We can do a U and a T and fill that in. Whatever. If that joins onto there, then that's a single. That isn't a single. That's not a pair. That would have to be an L. Oops. That one could be a U. Another one down. Where are we? 46 out of 48. Level 6 and a level 7. Okay, Mismatch, Precision 5 and Polyomino. This has to go at least 4 up. If I did that, so I've got 10 off, assuming this one goes up, then 31. So that would be a possibility, and we get a V and a straight, but this would be a straight. So that isn't a possibility. Just cutting a line here. I cut a line here. Again, that's a straight, so it's not possible. I cut a line here. This becomes an L. And that's an L as well. I cut a line there. That's a V. That goes on one of these two. And that goes straight up. I think it has to be that, because if it goes all the way down to the bottom, then it gets another completely straight one next to it. So this has to be an L now. This isn't a V. Yeah, still got 2 possibilities for that. This is not a P. Then it can't be an L. I don't know which way around that P goes, but... Okay, so there's an issue with this, because I can't do another P. Or an L. So I have to do that. And then this one matches that. That can be a plus and a Y and an S and a U. Okay. And now the scary level 7 puzzle. And find it again. All regions must have different shapes. All regions must have an area exactly 5. And we have those windows. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many pendominoes are there? Probably 12. I'm just going to just check that. How many pendominoes are there? There are 12. F, I, L, N, P, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So the question is going to be things like, where can we put an X? This blue cannot be an X. That blue cannot be an X. This blue cannot be an X. This blue could be an X going up through here. That can't be part of an X. That can't be part of an X. That can't be an X that gets blue in it. Nor that. Nor that. Nor that, because it would end up with 2 circles. Nor that would end up with 2 circles, or yeah. Nor that. Okay, I think that's the X. And that's either L or U. That's not straight. That's not straight. These have to be joined. And so does that. So that's a V or a T. This has to get to both a circle and a blue square. That's the only blue square we can reach from the corner. Unfortunately, that's a V or a T as well. Or a V going this way. Probably not a V going that way, because this has to get to a blue square, which is going to have to be that one. This looks like it could go up, but then this can't reach a blue square, so it's going to have to be the V. Oh, silly me. I now have 2 V's, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, so there was some... If that's going down, this one could actually come up here. So this could just switch to that. Let's just do that. And now this one does that. makes that an F and this the V. And these two are now the same. No, because I'm ending up with a V if I do that. So this is either T or V. If it were T, then that's a straight. This could be a W. Let's try that. Which should make this a P. That would be forced to be an L, and that would be a whatever you call that one. This would now be the V. That's the only shape I haven't dealt with. And I've done an L, so I'll do a U. Now the problem is that's heading towards being a P. I've already got a P over here. Yeah, I can't make this anything other than a P. I'll make that the L. Okay, that is another possible way of filling this group in. These two have to be connected. That was not too bad, a difficulty 7. And jeweled mismatch window. Yay! Progress. And hopefully this time I've recorded sound. Okay, I think shorter episode than some, but I will call it there. Thank you very much for watching.